The last but the not least is dependency inversion principle. A component, a presentational view should not be concerned about how the things will be done. So if you look at this, all examples that I have taken here is I have called this API inside the presentational view, which is technically is right, but conventionally it should be on the separate file. It should be in the separate module. The component should be concerned about only its presentational part, its data, its state relevant to its UI. It should not be bothered about. It should not be bothered about how data should be fetched. It's a part of a service. So what we can do now, we can take this thing out and keep it in the separate file. And there's a one more disadvantage of this approach. Let's think you have so many files, assuming 100 files, you have a big application now, you have shipped your application to the production, and tomorrow your client or maybe you have been asked to add new feature where you have changed your mind from fetch to some other library. What you will do is either you will start changing at each and every places, which will become a more pain because it will create a more trouble, because you cannot change, you cannot do the integrity testing at each level. So what dependency inversion principle is saying about, it should not be bothered about how it is getting data. So what we can do here is there's a two approach. Either we can create a high order component where the only part about this fetching the data should be concerned. Second way to do it, we can create this fetch as a custom hook and we can apply this custom hook at each and every places. The first one is having more advantage. Why? Because we can have one custom high order component. Inside that high order component we can use this custom hook, where later on if you have been asked to change from fetch to access, then you can change it easily. So let's create one high order component. So what I'll do is I'll say with API data.js, and inside this I will say import React from React const with data, and it expect a component as a component. Here format it and try to export it default with data. Now I'm going to apply into the post to make sure everything is working as expected and following the design patterns as well. From with data, and I will change it to the post with HOC. You can name it as per your interest, but I will say export default post with HOC. And if you want, you can pass some props to your component as well. That's a different part. So I'm going to clean up these things because these are not needed. This way, this is very manageable now. This is not concerned about how the data will be fetched, but this post is only concerned about receiving the data. You see, now I have to change the URL and to remove some of the parts which are not getting used here or maybe going to be irrelevant. So I'll remove all those things. Now pretty much clean, neat and clean, but the only thing is here I have to receive this as a part of comments. With API data I haven't imported it, so let's see with data from with API data, and we are pretty much good now. So if you look at here, I'm printing this one, and just to see why this is okay. So this is post. Now we are good. Okay, so this way we can implement the rule number 5, and if you look at all the files all into the entire example, this is very neat and clean, and we can easily manage each and everything with the help of high order component, custom hooks, and the composition. For tomorrow, if you talk about the last point, tomorrow if you want to change it from fest to XCS, you can simply change it here and it will be reflected across the application by making a single change. I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for the next lecture. Till that time, thanks for watching. Have a good day.